part 3 takes us on to the very subtle subject of shaft lean. Now, I spend my life trying to keep golf simple, and I've come up with stuff like this. I've got to talk to you about the leaning of the shaft, but I can't avoid it because it's really important. It stands to reason that the orientation of the face will control the way the ball flies. If the face is closed, you can get a low left shot. If the face is open, a high right shot. We know that between them is the pure or the square blade. Now, I know it's there, but you don't always use it. Now, the way the shaft is presented to dress affects the direction of the golf swing. If the shaft is behind the ball, the swing will tend to be out to in. If the shaft is ahead of the ball, the swing will tend to be in to out. So if you get the shaft aiming properly to dress, or the shaft lean, you're dictating that your takeaway and therefore your swing are going to be in the correct plane. So here's another of Alex's drawings on page 43 of the Mechanics of Golf. And you can see that he's showing you a shaft vertical and then the shaft leaning forward. But if you look at the close detail, when the shaft leans forward, the face of the club goes open. So you have to turn the face in to keep it square to the target line. So we're going to go into the simulator now to have a look at that. We're going to understand that the shaft leans with every club. As the shaft leans, you have to modify the orientation of the face. Now, if you're going to get one right, get the shaft right. If you get the shaft wrong, you've got to fix the shaft and the face in the swing. If the shaft is good and the face is wrong, you've only got to fix the face. So if you get the shaft right, you're as safe as houses. Do you remember in part 2, I said to you that the driver is the easiest shaft to aim? Well, the reason for that is, when the club face sits on its bottom, the shaft is a dead right angle. And therefore, the relationship between the leading edge of the face of the club and the shaft are one and the same. With the driver, the face and the shaft are orientated at a right angle to your target line, or if not your target line, your intended send line. Okay, let me just say that again. With the driver, the face and the shaft are both a right angle to the target or send line. Now, before I met Alex Hay, I'd get my driver and I'd go to my 6-iron, the shaft would stay vertical, I would have a cut left wrist, and my face and shaft had the same 90-degree relationship to the target line. One of the first things Alex Hay taught me was this: you don't put the shaft behind the ball with a 6-iron, you move your ball position. Now the shaft leans. So there's driver, shaft a right angle to the target line, and now here's my 6-iron. I must allow the shaft to lean forward. As Alex's diagram showed earlier, when the shaft leans forward, the face goes open. So you have to modify the face and turn it in. So here we are with the 6-iron. Shaft slightly over the ball. When the shaft goes slightly over the ball, the face opens a tad. We have to turn the face in, and now we have a situation where the face is square to the target, but shut to the shaft. It looks skewed here. Only when you put the blade behind the ball can you see that indeed the blade's a right angle to target line. When you're hitting a square or full short iron like a wedge, the ball position central, the shaft lean is much greater, and you have to turn the face in even more. So from driver to wedge is quite extreme. Turn the face in. Now look, the face looks very close to the shaft. Remember, the face is square to the target line. So, I'm sorry I've got to go through that detail, but it is necessary because it's very, very important. First principle is to understand ball position. Second principle is to understand shaft lean. And the final principle is then to align the face. It's the sort of thing you need to practice indoors. When it's raining or snowing, you don't need to go to the driving range to improve your ball position, your shaft lean, or your blade alignment.